Once again, it is time to welcome a new Motortown update, and we can look forward to a lot of new amazing customization options, search and rescue missions, genuine road trains, an unprecedented amount of new vehicles and trailers, wearable uniforms, and a lot of small but very impactful changes and improvements. And in this video, I will cover everything you need to know about Motortown Update 0.7.15. Welcome to Motortown Hub Update Overview. Before we continue, if you are watching this video soon after its release, chances are that the update is still in public testing phase, meaning that you have to join a test branch to enjoy it, and I will give you step-by-step instructions on how to do it at the end of the video and in the description. Since this update contains so many new vehicles, I will be grouping them together with some other relevant topics so that everything makes a little bit more sense. And I will also be bringing back the coin counter since you all enjoyed it so much the last time. With this out of the way, let's begin with the first new addition, the uniforms. Currently, they are available for 3 different jobs: police officer, paramedic, and a garbage collector. And while police and paramedic uniforms come with both male and a female variant, the garbage collector outfit only offers a male model, which is a bit unfortunate. Just like any costume, each uniform is a separate item that you can keep in your inventory and put on and off your character whenever you need it. But the uniforms are here not just for looks and roleplay flair. Wearing one acts just like driving an appropriate work vehicle. For example, if you're wearing a garbage collector uniform, you will be able to see the trash bag markers even if you're outside of the garbage truck, which used to be a common issue when collecting garbage before. You can buy uniforms from special new vendors, which were added to every appropriate location. Garbage collector uniform is sold at SRF power plant, paramedic uniform is found at any hospital, and policeman uniform at any police station. And finding a uniform vendor nearby will now be easier than ever, because this update also brings several new emergency buildings to the map. Small rural police stations were added to the villages of Gwangjin, Halim, and Seongsan, while towns of Ara and Gapa received new hospital buildings, which are the first ones of its kind on the large island of Oji. These additions significantly improve the availability of the emergency vehicles in the world, and also add more viable destinations for the ambulance patients. But the improvements do not end here. Let's welcome 2 brand new emergency vehicles, Tavan Ambulance and Brutus Ambulance. Both vehicles are beautifully modeled with detailed exteriors and interiors, especially the patient compartments in the rear, and us getting some new ambulances was really long overdue. Being fast and agile, Tavan Ambulance will be a great tool for timely delivery of urgent patients in urban areas, while Brutus Platform will offer unparalleled performance in the most difficult off-road conditions. New ambulances can be found and rented at every local hospital, but the best news is that you can now also purchase them for yourself. Both vehicles are sold at the Dongbok tow truck dealership with a price tag of 220,000 coins for Brutus Ambulance and 80,000 coins for Tavan Ambulance. Being able to own an ambulance is an incredibly huge improvement. Not only does it remove the need to pay an annoying owner's share fee, but it also means that you can greatly improve the performance of the vehicle and even customize its look, which is something we've been waiting for so long. To complement this, vehicle customization system has received some amazing improvements. Firstly, a selection of an ambulance-themed decals was added to the list, so you can now create some awesome emergency vehicle liveries. Most importantly though, a whole bunch of new light attachments has been added. Mostly, this includes all kinds of different flashing lights and beacons, perfect for an emergency vehicle. But you will also find some new continuous and decorative lights that could be used for pretty much anything. And to make it even better, you can now customize the color of most of the lights. These improvements truly bring the attachment system to a whole new level, and to make the most out of it, even the attachment limit was increased from 10 to 20 items per vehicle. As usual, new attachments can be found in the car parts stores across the map, as well as at some garages and dealerships. Back to the ambulance improvements, let's finally take a look at search and rescue missions. Being a brand new branch of the ambulance work, this is definitely one of the main highlights of this update. When driving an ambulance, you will notice some green circles on the map, marked with a rescue label. Those are the new search zones, and if you visit one of them, you will be prompted to locate the patient inside the highlighted area and take them to safety. The patient can be hidden anywhere inside the area, and they might be tricky to find because of tall grass and dense trees, so be prepared that searching might take a while. You can search for the patient with the help of the vehicle to cover a large area, but you can also search on foot if the area is hard to reach otherwise. Just keep in mind that you will have to be wearing your paramedic uniform for that to work. Once the patient is located, you can pick them up directly with a vehicle, or you could carry them on your back. And once the patient is safely inside the ambulance, you can finish the mission by delivering them to a hospital. Overall, this is a very welcome update for a long-neglected ambulance job. But while the payment for search and rescue missions is very decent, keep in mind that the experience is extremely luck-based, depending on the size of the search area and the location of the patient. So, it might not be worth the effort every single time. That should cover everything related to the ambulance changes. Now let's take a look at another new vehicle, a civilian version of Tavan, also known as a totally awesome van. It can be found at a Gangjung car dealership for the price of 40,000 coins. Tavan is an incredibly good-looking US-style van, and some of you old-timers watching might even recognize where the inspiration came from. It has a very decently sized cargo area, making it a great choice for some small cargo deliveries. Tavan also offers some amount of visual customization, with several different aero parts, a body kit, and 2 new sets of wheels. But those aren't just any ordinary wheels. Unlike their older peers, they can be fully painted. We've been asking for this feature for so long, and it is finally coming to the game. Paintable wheels will have a separate color option in the paint menu, which opens up a whole new world of customization. Unfortunately though, for now, only a few sets of new wheels will have this option available. But I hope that eventually all the wheels in the game will be reworked to be paintable. There's also a new handy option in the decal menu that will help you prevent decals from leaking onto the wheels, and it can be set for every layer individually. And while we're talking about the paint, let's quickly discuss another huge new feature, metallic colors. When selecting a paint color, you will now notice 2 new sliders, metallic and roughness. And by adjusting them, you can fine-tune the amount of shininess your paint has, from the usual matte finish all the way to a perfectly reflective surface. This is yet another small but extremely impactful improvement for the customization system. And thanks to this amazing feature, I hope to witness you in Valhalla, where you will ride eternal, shiny and chrome. Back to some more practical changes, the town bonus system was also expanded upon. Firstly, supermarkets will now generate grocery deliveries, which you can deliver to local residents to further increase your town bonus. In order to produce grocery bags, supermarkets will use pallets with farm produce, but you can also use unspecified pallets from any warehouse to prevent interference with your supermarket supply chain. I recommend building up a decent supply of pallets, because even a small delivery vehicle can fit a lot of grocery bags, thus quickly draining your stockpile. Unfortunately, the payment is far from being spectacular, but hey, I will gladly take a reliable and easy way to increase the town bonus over some extra money any day of the week. One fully loaded van will give you about 25% food bonus for less than 5 minutes of work, and it is a perfect opportunity to put your new Tavan to a test. Just make sure to take it easy, since the grocery bags are extremely fragile. The second town bonus improvement involves taxi. From now on, delivering taxi passengers will contribute to the town bonus score, and it is a new, separate category, fully independent from buses or other activities. Since taxi driver is one of the most popular jobs in the game, it is great to see it finally being truly useful for the world economy. And to go along with this improvement, I have another 2 vehicles to introduce to you, the Monarch series. This land yacht of a vehicle comes in 2 different versions, a basic sedan version and a longer limo version, both of which are perfect for taxi use. As usual, both vehicles are beautifully detailed, and the Monarch limo deserves a special mention for its luxurious trim. Unfortunately though, it lacks any kind of visual customization, and the base version of the Monarch offers only a slightly different bumper variant. Quite a missed opportunity if you ask me. Monarch boasts an impressive comfort rating of 5 stars, finally offering a proper alternative to Servos, which was the uncontested king of comfort for a very long time. However, the same can't be said about the limo version. Despite the luxurious looks, the Monarch limo only offers the same 5 stars of comfort, which is quite underwhelming when compared to a good old Limo with a comfort rating of 7 stars. As a little curiosity, both Monarchs have an openable trunk. It doesn't really have any practical use right now, but it could be a sign of things to come. Both Monarch vehicles can be found at the Jeju car dealership. The basic version will cost you 50,000 coins, while the Limo version will have a hefty price tag of 150,000, which might be a hard sell given its low comfort rating and complete lack of customization. But if you're not a fan of the overly sensitive comfort passengers, this update has another surprising addition that might be right up your street: a motorcycle taxi license, which will turn any bike or scooter into a taxi. You can take it slow with the scooty, or you could turn yourself into an adrenaline-filled taxi missile, barreling through the traffic at breakneck speed, while your passenger holds on for dear life. It's great to see another practical use for motorbikes, and while it might not be for everyone, I am sure that some of my more adventurous viewers will definitely appreciate this new possibility. Now, it's finally time to turn our attention to all of the new trucks and trailers, and boy is there some stuff to look at. Let's begin with the Longhorn, a new massive semi-tractor, and its unmistakably modern look brings much needed variety to the roster of the available trucks. Longhorn boasts an unprecedented amount of customization, with many different options available for the front bumper, rear mud flaps, side skirts, and even some hood variants together with some other parts, which is extremely impressive for a truck. And most importantly, Longhorn brings us a new truck wheel, a humble Steely, which finally adds a single wheel model to a Bulko wheel set. And this set of wheels can now also be painted and customized. As usual, you will find Longhorn at the Ghost & Truck dealership, and it will cost you a whopping 400,000 coins, making it the most expensive semi-truck in the game. With a new semi covered, let's take a look at what you can do with it. And the first thing on the list is Carry, a new car carrier trailer. With a double-decker design, this trailer can easily fit 6 cars, and in some cases, even more. The upper deck can be tilted down, which gives you an easy way to load the vehicles, and being able to deliver several cars in one trip makes vehicle delivery a much more lucrative job. Be advised though, that some vehicles might be too wide to be able to fit inside the carry, which is caused by many asset vehicles having an incorrect scale. And as it's often the case, vehicles that are low to the ground can be easily damaged while loading or unloading. So choose wisely when you decide about what to load and what to leave behind. To make loading and managing a large amount of vehicles at once easier, Vehicle Delivery System has also received some important quality of life updates. Firstly, a new pop-up window was introduced, which will appear every time you enter a delivery vehicle. This window will conveniently show you where the vehicle should go and how much does it pay. And if you don't like what you see, or the vehicle is too large to fit onto the trailer, you can click on the Abandon Job button to instantly despawn the vehicle. Secondly, after abandoning a delivery job, a replacement vehicle will now spawn instantly without a need to wait for several minutes. These changes make finding a correct vehicle for the right destination significantly easier, and you can fill the whole carry with vehicles much faster. Lastly, the cargo menu will now display all the important information about every vehicle you carry, which means that you can check where everything goes without a need to leave your truck and hopping in and out of every vehicle like crazy. Overall, Carry is an extremely exciting addition to the game, and it brings new life into the vehicle delivery system. As usual, you can find it for sale at the Toast & Trailer dealership, and it will cost you 270,000 coins. In addition to Carry, this update introduces a whole menagerie of new flatbed and tanker trailers. Firstly, we got 4 new short trailers: Shoten 7, Showbed 7, Shoten 10, and Showbed 10. Those trailers copy the look of their rigid truck counterparts and are mainly intended to be used in conjunction with the recently introduced dolly system. Despite that, those trailers can also work very well on their own. While not having the largest capacity in the world, they are still a great choice for the jobs where capacity is not the main concern, as well as having a great potential to be used for some off-road deliveries. They could also be a useful tool in the early game, or just to add more variety to the roads of your world. And finally, we have 2 new B-double trailers, Tabor and Flavor, which totally sounds like a goofy couple of friends who are going to be the first ones to perish in a slasher movie. Being B-doubles, both trailers have a lead unit and a rear unit, and can hold a decent amount of cargo when chained together, but they can also be used as just standalone trailers. Personally, I was missing US-style trailers in the game a lot, and it is great to finally start getting them. Tabor, in particular, is an incredibly good-looking trailer, with so much attention to detail, and with a new metallic paint job, it will be time for it to truly, well, shine. Once again, all new trailers can be found at the Toastland Trailers dealership, and I will list all the prices on your screen. It really starts to look like the dealership is going to run out of space very soon. And this means that we can tally up the score for this update. To buy every new vehicle, you will need to spend just a little over 2 million coins. Not too shabby. The arrival of new B-double trailers also marks a truly historic moment for Motortown. Rejoice, my trucker friends, for the official maximum vehicle length limit was increased to 35 meters. This means that we can finally run some real road trains, and it gives us the ability to move even more cargo in one trip. Just keep in mind that more cargo does not always equal more fun, as even the most powerful rigs might start to struggle under the weight of certain heavy loads. Regardless, I am sure that people who love to optimize setups will have a field day with the increased limit. Personally, I will always stick with looks over function, but what can I say? Some men just want to watch the world burn. For some longer semi-trucks like Limo or Longhorn, the length limit might still be a bit too short to hook all 3 trailers. But another new feature quickly comes to rescue. The 5th wheel can now be moved backwards and forwards, and it can be done for all semi-trucks, B-double trailers, and even some dollies. By moving your 5th wheel forward, you can squeeze out just enough extra room to be able to fit inside the length limit. But it will also come in handy in the opposite case. You can now move the 5th wheel backwards to prevent the landing gear from colliding with the chassis of the truck. And speaking of landing gear, its height can now also be adjusted. Just interact with it, and you will see an appropriate option in the menu. Each trailer can be adjusted individually, and this feature will be especially useful for people who like to run their rig with a raised suspension, for there will be no more struggle when hooking up the trailer. Now, let's take a look at the last major improvement. An insane amount of new furniture and decoration items was added to the game. The existing furniture store was greatly expanded, now offering brand new items like appliances, kitchen furniture, and shelving units. And many other new items were added to the already existing areas of the shop. Both the decoration store and the lighting store got their inventory expanded as well. And even several brand new stores have been opened in Gangjung City. We have a new flower shop selling decorative planters, a fabric shop which sells carpets and rugs, and my personal favorite, a hardware store where you will find all sorts of tools and equipment for decorating your garage, and even some fences and walls. You can easily find all the new shops using the world map, and the tooltip will show you what kind of store you're looking at. And remember, in some stores, you will have to interact with the clerk in order to see what they offer for sale. The amount of new items easily doubles the available options for furnishing and decorating your property. And to let your creativity truly fly, the item limit was also increased to 100 items per property. This should cover all the major stuff in this update. Now let's quickly blitz through some smaller changes and quality of life improvements. Successfully giving a ride to a hitchhiker will now have a chance to generate a new discount coupon. For now, this coupon will only give you a 30% discount to the price of towing services. But eventually, I would expect the system to be expanded even further. You can see the list of your coupons in the escape menu. Some welcome improvements were introduced to the UI. The vehicle tab in the company menu finally got a new refresh all button. It will restore the condition of all your company vehicles with just a single click. And on a similar note, a new button was added to the garage repair menu, and it lets you replace all your tires at once. Vehicle spawn menu will now show if the vehicle has any bus or taxi license installed or available. It will also indicate if a vehicle has a trailer hitch equipped. To add to that, this menu will now also display all the items stored inside the vehicle, which is super useful. A small compass was added to the corner of the minimap, and you can now set the minimap to follow the player's orientation or to be always locked facing north. This option can be found in the gameplay settings. 2 new chat commands were added. You can now use /P to chat with the members of your party and /R if you want a quick reply to someone's whisper. Medium and heavy-duty engines' fuel consumption was reduced by 20%, which is great for vehicles with a smaller tank capacity, but the diesel fuel price was increased by the same amount. And lastly, the police patrol payment will now depend on the distance, so you will get more money for patrolling faraway areas. As you can see, this update adds an insane amount of new content to the game. It might as well be the largest update I've ever seen since I started playing Motortown. And there are even more changes and improvements I wish I could cover, but it is time to wrap things up. As usual, I will provide a link to complete patch notes in the video description. If by the time you watch this video, the update is still not released officially, you will have to join a public test branch in order to access it. To do so, open the Motortown page in your Steam library and head to the Game Properties menu. Select the Betas tab and you will find a list of all available branches of the game. You will need to select the one called Test. Now just let the game update and you're ready to go. However, make sure to back up your save file just in case anything goes south. This is all I got for you today, so thank you for watching and have fun with the new update. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments section below. I want to thank everyone for your support and for your messages. And a special thank you goes to all of the channel members. You have no idea how much your support means to me. Thanks for watching. Have a good one, and I will see you all behind the wheel.